In today's video, we will look at some key indicators that seems to be indicating that this housing market is indeed a bubble. And after watching the video, I would like to read your comments below and tell me if you think we are in a bubble. Hey guys, my name is Mac Rogers. I'm a real estate broker here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Welcome back to the channel. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate here in the Bay Area, give us a call, a text, or an email. We would love to help you out. The first thing that I want to share with you before we go to the main point of this video is the latest existing home sales numbers that was recently reported by the National Association of Realtors. Here are the key highlights. Existing home sales is down again for the 8th consecutive month. Sales went down by a modest 1.5% from August. That's the month-to-month comparison, but down a huge 23.8% from year to year. In terms of price, sorry home buyers, no relief there. Price continues to climb. The median existing home sales price increased to $384,800, up 8.4% from 1 year ago. Here's one surprise. Inventory of unsold existing homes declined for the second straight month. This is semi-good news for home sellers because it means we are not getting flooded by inventory. Days on the market is continuing to go up. Properties typically remained on the market for 19 days in September, up from 16 days in August and 17 days in September of 2021. But a majority of the homes, around 70% of homes sold in September 2022, were on the market for less than a month. That's still a fast-moving market. Here's a regional breakdown. Existing home sales in the Northeast down 1.6% month-to-month, but down a huge 18.7% year-to-year. The median price in the Northeast was up 8.3% from 1 year ago. Existing home sales in the Midwest down 1.7% month-to-month, falling 19.7% year-to-year. The median price in the Midwest was up 6.9% from the prior year. In the South, existing home sales went down 1.9% month-to-month and down a big 23.8% year-to-year. The median price in the South increased 11.8% from a year ago. Finally, the West, existing home sales remained the same from the month ago, but down 31.3% from year-to-year. The median price up 7.1% from 1 year ago. Clearly, the housing market is marching right along. And when you look at the data, both the number of sales of houses and the number of listings, they are both down. And this is really indicative of a housing market where both home buyers and home sellers are thinking twice about making a move. Home buyers are saying, wait, hold on, mortgage rates are way up and the economy is in a recession, and maybe, just maybe, these home prices will crash and more inventory is coming. On the other end of the spectrum, you have home sellers that are saying, okay, I can't get the price that I want, we're not going to sell anymore. They either end up staying in the property or, like some of my clients, they rent out their property instead. These drops in numbers are one of the biggest since way back in March of 2020 during the pandemic. And despite the transactions falling like crazy, prices haven't dropped much at all. The average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is now more than double. That's not hyperbole. That's a fact. This is the highest it's been in 20 years. Yes, we're seeing more price reductions, or as we agents like to call it, price improvements. But still, like I just reported, the median price is still up 8.4% compared to last year. This is why we see a lot of home buyers hesitant to make a move. On one hand, they're seeing mortgage rates go higher and higher, and on the other, prices also still keep going up. Look, it doesn't take a genius to see that if you buy a home now, you would be paying 55% higher than at the beginning of the year. And some home sellers that wants to sell and then turn around and buy a replacement property, they are also reluctant to make a move because they are worried what type of mortgage rate they will get. I have clients that their mortgage rates are below 3%, and on the new houses, their rates are at least 6.5%. That's not very enticing to make the move. So we kind of have what comes first situation, the chicken or the egg. And the home builders, new construction homes, they are not building new homes either. According to the National Association of Home Builders, builder confidence is the lowest level in 10 years, which means our problem of severe lack of inventory is still here. And this is why, even though mortgage rates increasing and there are fewer and fewer sales happening, prices are still continuing to go up. But according to a recent blog from John Burns of John Burns Consulting, 16 of the 20 signs of a housing market bubble are flashing red. This is why Americans keep asking the question, do we have a housing bubble that is getting ready to burst? It's top of mind for everyone, home buyers, sellers, and even renters. Many are believing that we will have another housing meltdown. And it's not only John Burns that's sounding the alarm. The Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas earlier this year already said that there are warning signs. Let's go back to these 20 indicators or signs that they use. Here's a little bit of history behind these signs. Back in 2013, after the mortgage meltdown, 73 housing industry executives compiled the top 10 signs of a housing market bubble. It's actually 2 sets of 10. That's why it's 20 signs. 10 quantitative and 10 qualitative. Let's look at them one by one and see if there's any truth to the warning signs. Let's look at the qualitative stuff first. The first one is luxury cars for the staff. The indicator said that this is not a problem. Yes, I do agree with this, but as anything that is qualitative, this is subjective. So let's just go with them, and on this I say not an issue. Second is multiple homes for everyone. It's weird that they're saying this. That is not happening. I can tell you right here in the Bay Area, it's not happening at all. Yes, it's true. Everyone wants to buy a house and get it on the appreciation train, but it's not happening here. Maybe in other parts of the country. And this is also true of home flippers here in the Bay Area. There's not a lot of opportunities for that. Third sign is outlandish parties. I take it this means industry parties. You know, everyone in real estate and the mortgage industry. Again, I'm not seeing this, nor am I hearing anything from my colleagues in other markets across the country. So to me, this is a clear no. Fourth is creative mortgages. Definitely no, I agree. I'm not going to go over the why on this. I have covered this extensively on several of my videos. The only thing you need to know is that the quality of borrowers now are high as opposed to the last time. Number 5 is truck stop feasibility. Basically, this means buying land to develop way out in the boonies. Now, here in the Bay Area, before the mortgage meltdown, it was happening here. Think of places like Mount House, Tracy, Vallejo, Modesto, or any place that's basically far away from the city center. In short, this is speculating on land. It's different this time around. These places that I mentioned, and even way beyond these places, they're actually really become attractive to well-qualified home buyers because there's simply a lack of supply in the immediate Bay Area. Now, if we're talking about outside the Bay Area, for example, Arizona, Florida, Texas, I can see that happening. These places, along with Nevada and, like I said, Texas, to some extent, has a lot of open spaces that they can build on. And to some extent, that is actually what is happening right now in these places. There are cases of overbuilding. Sixth is crazy underwriting. Now, when they're talking about underwriting here, they're not talking about borrowers, because there's definitely nothing going on around here. This is more of underwriting, meaning when they are doing land acquisition. So it kind of goes hand in hand with number 5, the truck stop feasibility. 7 is the new paradigm shift. I say this is a yes. When we had the mortgage meltdown, the shift was a move to the suburbs. This time around is the work from home phenomenon, which to me is really setting a dangerous precedent. I've said this before, if you can work from home, what's the difference of hiring you here in the Bay Area or in the US in general, as opposed to hiring someone from across the globe for pennies on the dollar? If you think that is far-fetched, think of all the manufacturing that has left this country. Think of all the capital that they had to put to move manufacturing overseas to save money. This time around, it's not going to be that capital intensive to replace, say, a software engineer, an accountant, or whatever service that can be done and send that work overseas. And guess what? Right now in Asia, a lot of the workers that used to come here on H-1B visas, they are choosing to stay in their countries and work remotely because they can. So all you work from home people that don't want to go back to work, pretty soon it will just be at home part. There's no more work for you. 8 is booming real estate careers. Oh boy, this is a resounding yes for me. I see a lot of new real estate agents coming in on board. It's crazy. Everybody thinks that this is an easy job, easy money. In the last 2 years, we've seen an influx of new licensees because of this. So again, a big yes for this, or maybe a big red flag for this. Number 9, reality TV. I'll just go with them on this. I can't speak for this because I don't watch TV. Seriously, but I can see this to be true. Real estate is a hot topic, so it's bound to be a must-see TV. And number 10 is excessive investments. Again, this goes back to land acquisition for developments. Bay Area, not so much because of lack of land. Outside of the Bay Area or outside of California in general, I'd say yes. So out of this 10 list, they said 8 is in the red. This is on a national level. If I look at this list from a Bay Area perspective, I'd say that there's only 2 that would be red for me: booming real estate career and reality TV. Let's look at the quantitative side. The first one is very high supply. Definitely not a warning sign. No need to elaborate here. We all know what it's like out there. Second is very poor affordability. Again, no need to elaborate here. It's expensive out there. Third, waning demand. It looks like we are 3 for 3 so far. Demand is definitely, or maybe I should say, drastically down. Fourth is falling sales. I just reported on this. All 4 major regions experiencing decline in sales transactions. Fifth, builder stock prices. Year to date, the S&P Home Builder Index is down almost 35%, so definitely a huge red flag. Sixth is rising home equity cash out. I'm not seeing this or hearing this that it's becoming a problem. There's definitely a slight uptick, but I don't think it's at a point where it's an issue at the moment. I would think that this would be a green for me. 7 is impossible market share. I plead ignorance to this one. Not sure what they're talking about here, but if I could assume, it's about home builder market share in a certain area. I don't have any knowledge to this, so I'll just take their rating on this, red. 8, mortgage defaults. Again, this is a green because we do not have any issues at all with the credit worthiness of current buyers. Number 9, historic margins. Yes, I can agree with this, although I would also add that this is turning the other way around, but for now, this is a red. And 10 is developer profit disappears. So this is true, and also the reason why some builders are hitting the pause button on new construction. Their profits keep dwindling. So if we go by these metrics from the 73 executives that came up with this, we are in a bubble. It's that simple and kind of not. You see, these metrics are primarily for home builders, and it doesn't fully take into account the resale side of real estate. There's definitely an overlap here, so we can't just say new home builders are in a bubble and the resale is not. It doesn't work that way. To me, it's still a market by market situation. Maybe when you look at the aggregate market, which in most cases reports like these tend to be an overall view, we could be headed for a housing bubble that's about to burst. But then, when you look at it from a particular region, or even drill down to a particular city and drill down some more to a specific neighborhood, you might see a different picture. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below if you feel we're headed for a bubble. Hey, thanks for watching. Have a great day.